Do you love krakens, leviathans, octopus, and serpents? Then Runo Stromkirk might be the commander for you. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all the latest deck techs. Runo reads, Runo Stromkirk. White, blue, black. Legendary creature, vampire cleric, 1/4 with flying. When Runo Stromkirk enters the battlefield, put up the one target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card. If a creature card with mana value 6 or greater is revealed this way, transform Runo Stromkirk. Crothus, Lord of the Deep, is a legendary creature kraken horror 3/5 with flying. Whenever Crothus, Lord of the Deep, attacks, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of target attacking creature. If that creature is a kraken, leviathan, octopus, or serpent, create 2 of those tokens instead. So it should immediately be apparent that we're going to be running Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, and Serpent Tribal. And I'm going to convince you that Runo is a real cool deck, almost exclusively by talking about big beastie boys. Gyruda, Doom of Depths, is 4 hybrid black-blue, legendary creature, demon kraken, 6/6 companion. We're not going to care about the companion part here. What we do care about is when Gyruda enters the battlefield, each player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyards, and then you put a creature card with an even converted mana cost from amongst those cards onto the battlefield under your control. This is great since we get to reanimate a giant creature, which we will be doing a lot of in this deck since we primarily rely upon ramp and reanimation to get our cards out in the first place. Hullbreaker Horror is 5 blue, creature type Kraken horror, 7/8 with flash. This spell can't be countered. Whenever you cast a spell, choose up to 1. Return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand, or return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. This is super cool because it'll trigger off of any spell, meaning we can turn late game mono rocks into bounce spells, and turn our cantrips into counter spells. And don't forget, multiple copies means multiple triggers. Scourge of Fleets is 5 blue for a creature type Kraken, 6/6. When Scourge of Fleets enters the battlefield, return each creature your opponents control with toughness X or less to their owner's hand, where X is the number of islands you control. This will usually send our opponent's entire boards away on its own, so getting tokens with this kind of effect is super fun. Serpent of Yawning Depths is 4 blue, enchantment creature serpent, 6/6. Krakens, leviathans, octopuses, and serpents you control can't be blocked except for by krakens, leviathans, octopuses, and serpents. Giving all of our sweet creatures unblockable is a great way to end the game very quickly. Spawning Kraken is 5 and a blue for a creature type Kraken, 6/6. Whenever a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent you control deals combat damage to a player, create a 9/9 blue Kraken creature token. Do I need to go over why getting free 9/9s for doing what the deck wants to do is good? No? We're all on the same page? Good. Slin Voda, the Rising Deep, is 6 blue, legendary creature, Leviathan, 8/8. With kicker, 1 and a blue, you may pay an additional 1 and a blue as you cast the spell. When Slin Voda of Rising Depths enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return all creatures to their owner's hands except for merfolk, krakens, leviathans, octopuses, and serpents. More bouncing everything our opponents have is great. Stormtide Leviathan is 5 blue, creature type Leviathan, 8/8 with Island Walk. This creature can't be blocked as long as defending player controls an island. And also, all lands are islands, in addition to their other types. Creatures without flying or island walk can't attack. This is like a blue moat most of the time, especially since very few people run island walk in their deck. Swordcoast Serpent is 5 blue, creature type serpent dragon, 6/6 with adventure. Capsizing wave, 1 and a blue, instant adventure. Return target creature to its owner's hand. And Swordcoast Serpent can't be blocked as long as you've cast a non-creature spell this turn. This one's mostly here because it can flip our commander, but can also return a creature to its owner's hand. Rexiel, the Risen Deep, is 3 blue, legendary creature, Kraken, 5/8, Island Walk, and Swamp Walk. Whenever Rexiel, the Risen Deep, deals combat damage to a player, you may cast an instant or sorcery from that player's graveyard without paying its mana cost. If a spell would be put into that graveyard this turn, exile it instead. Free instants and sorceries out of our opponent's graveyards. It's a shame we can't make a bunch of token copies of this because of the legendary rule, but one is still really cool to run. So we have a bunch of cool creatures we want on our battlefield. Well, there's 2 ways of doing this. One is ramping into them. We run a pretty large ramp package with cards like Arcane Signet, 2 mana artifact, tap, add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Commander Sphere, 3 mana artifact, tap, add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Sacrifice Commander Sphere, draw a card. And Gilded Lotus, 5 mana, artifact, tap, add 3 mana of any one color. Going about it this way will take up our early turns, but allows us to continually cast our massive creatures every single turn. Whereas reanimating them can get them out early, but only 1 at a time. A reanimation package would look something like this. Buried Alive, 2 and a black, sorcery, search your library for up to 3 creature cards, put them in your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Reanimate, 1 black, sorcery, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, you lose life equal to its converted mana cost. Persist, 1 and a black, sorcery, return target non-legendary creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a -1/-1 counter on it. Clearly, with these, we're only going to get 1 big threat out, but it will be early, which can really set us up for the game. Or paint a giant target on our back. Hard to say. You can go either way with this deck, but in this version, I've gone for a bit of both for maximum redundancy. Another important thing is that we prefer the backside of our commander, so we want to make sure that we can get our commander to flip every single game. You can do this by running more large creatures, but instead of that, we're going to run cards that let us manipulate the top of our deck. Preordain is 1 blue for sorcery, scry 2, then draw a card. Ponder is 1 blue, sorcery, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put them back in any order, you may shuffle, draw a card. Brainstorm is 1 blue, draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. And it wouldn't be a cool deck tech without some kind of secret tech. Don't worry, I got you. Quicksilver Amulet is a 4 mana artifact. Pay 4, tap, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. 4 mana to put a creature from our hand onto the battlefield at instant speed is real strong. There's no reason for this not to be an auto-include. And that's it. That's the deck. Did I miss anything? If so, let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, why not drop a like? And if you really like this video, you can always subscribe to my Patreon, or even just my channel here. Either way, I hope you have a wonderful day.